BodyBags, where horror lies.
Welcome back to BodyBags. This is week number 534. This is also a random week. I'll be your host, Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and this week I picked the sequel to what I reviewed on week 532. And that is, of course, The Wrath of Becky. The Wrath of Becky is a 2023 film which runs approximately 84 minutes and is written and directed by Matt Angel and Suzanne Coote. Now, this again stars Lulu Wilson as Becky, Sean William Scott as Daryl, and Denise Burse as Elena. Now, this was originally titled Becky 2, but they did change the name to The Wrath of Becky. Now, following the events of Becky, and I don't want to give anything away in case you haven't seen Becky, she is in the foster system. She's actually run away from 3 foster homes, and she ends up renting a room from this old lady named Elena. And they get along extremely well. Now, she works in a diner, and she still has her one Corso, which should give a little bit of something away because of what I reviewed a couple weeks ago, but her best friend, Diego. Now, as she works for the diner, she has 3 men who come in who are very ignorant, who are a part of this organization called the Noblemen. They even fly a flag on the back of their truck. Of course, it's trying to signify some of the organizations we have now in our society, but I'm going to leave that alone. I don't want to get involved in that kind of stuff, but they come in and they're harassing Becky. I mean, these guys are real jerks. Becky ends up fighting back, like we know she can, and she throws a cup of hot coffee in one of the noblemen's crotch. Now, when she leaves and punches out from her job, she goes back to the room she's renting from Elena. And these noblemen follow her home. And they end up killing her friend, Elena, the old lady, and kidnapping her dog. And they take it back to this headquarters of the noblemen, which of course is run by Sean William Scott. Now, an interesting thing about this is that the original villain in Becky was supposed to be Simon Pegg, but he pulled out at the last minute due to scheduling conflicts, so they hired Kevin James. In this one, the big bad guy is Sean William Scott, which I think is really cool because they're hiring people that aren't known for playing villains. They're known for being in comedic acting roles. Now, the difference between this movie and Becky, Kevin James was a little hard to buy at first, and they kind of throw you right into it with his him basically being a villain. It's hard for me to see him as anything other than Doug Heffernan from The King of Queens, but it does work. This one, they fix that problem, and I think a lot of people had that problem. So what they did was with Sean William Scott, they eased you into it a little bit more. That way you could buy the fact that he was a villain in the end. This movie is fantastic. Now, I heard from a friend of mine that this had gotten terrible reviews. Although, on IMDb, I think Becky has a 6.0, and The Wrath of Becky has a 6.1. I don't know what that's supposed to signify, but I love both of these films. I think they're fantastic. They're nothing that you really need to think about. They're just fun popcorn flicks that are really, really gory and really, really fun. These are one of those movies that I put on you can put on in the background and just have a smile on your face the entire time because it's just fun. And you get to see bad people get their just desserts. So, yeah. I do recommend The Wrath of Becky, and also the first one, Becky. It's pretty important to see the first one first so you understand what's going on. But she does have a narration in the second one where she does explain a little bit of what's been happening. And I'll leave it there. Remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time, peace.